What's going on, everybody? This is John J Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with a brand new episode of the Rudy Road to Glory here on NCAA 14, and also featuring that college football revamp as well. We are already halfway through Rudy's final season on the field, as he is a senior at the University of Notre Dame now. And let's see if we can put ourselves in a position to where we can go ahead and compete for possibly getting into that college football playoff. We're 4-2 right now, but you want to tell me that if we win out, they're going to put a 10-2 Notre Dame team in or not in this expanded college football playoff? I can certainly see that, but we got to handle our business against these lower, lesser teams that are on our schedule. One of those teams that we do have to go up against is Georgia Tech. Now, Georgia Tech is a team that has not won a single game yet this season, as we try to light up Smith like a Christmas tree, but we missed him. We absolutely missed him, and you hate to see it. So now, 3rd and 9 coming up as we try to get them back off the field again, and we come up and make a tackle. Richard Gonzalez, short of the first down marker. They had to punt that football away. And now we jump into that second quarter of action as we do hold a 7-0 lead now. That's the thing that we need to see from our offense. Need our offense to be a little bit more consistent as they try to run that read option. I went out to guard the running back at first, but we could not get that quarterback down before they get the first down marker, and I missed Smith again. This one could be a deadly game as Richie Smith, he goes down the sideline trying to make the big play. Instead, we just missed on even a simple play. So you hate to see it, and it does lead to a Georgia Tech touchdown the other way. So maybe a little bit of an upset alert here in Atlanta, Georgia, in the Peach State, as we got a tie ball game against a team searching for their first win of the season, but we get to Smith that time around. Rudiger will help bring him down. He only gets a couple yards off of that. As we get to a 3rd and long, couple plays later, just to get him off the field, Georgia Tech is going to throw it out to Gordon, and Gordon's going to make a play upfield. First down for Yellow Jackets, and that's a 22-yard gain. Later on in the drive, trying to keep the Yellow Jackets out of the end zone, trying to D them up. They go to the tight end instead, and we bring the tight end down. Wasn't even our guy, but if we did come up and make that play, that was going to be a touchdown for the Yellow Jackets anyways. So this gives ourselves a chance to get Georgia Tech off the field, as they will force a 3rd and goal. But 3rd and goal, we'll see if we can keep him out of the end zone. Keep the goal line instead as we try to get after Felix, and we cannot get the Felix in time. Georgia Tech is actually going to take the lead on Georgia Tech, and we're going to be down by a score temporarily. So this game is turning a little bit more exciting than really what I wanted it to be, but nothing that we could do about it now. Just got to try to finish this first half strong. As Rudiger is going to play that center field spot, looks over the middle of the field, trying to get after Gordon, but Rudiger will be able to bring him down relatively quickly. Will prevent him from getting that first down. But last play of the first half, well, I couldn't lock on real fast, so we kind of had to play this from a different angle, but we stopped the play from happening. Let's go, man. No touchdowns for you. You got to go into halftime with just a tie. No lead for you guys, at least not yet anyways. And now we go ahead and jump into that second half of action, as we do have a 21-14 lead at this point. We bring James Felix down. Nice open field tackle by Rudy Rudiger, by the way. But it's still a first down nonetheless, as we're going to be asked to play some zone coverage now. Looking over the left-hand side. Oh, we almost got that interception. We was right there. Still broke up that pass anyways. You love to see it, but Georgia Tech's going to still be able to drive down the length of the field anyways. 3rd and 5 as Smith looks around, trying to get after over on the right-hand side. Thought we were going to be EA Cheese, but instead we get an interception in the red zone. Force a huge mistake on Richie Smith. So that means we will hold on to our lead. And we're hanging on for dear life, it seems like, as they try to set up the halfback screen. We prevented one of the offensive linemen from getting upfield. Didn't make the tackle in the play, but we did stop the offensive lineman from getting upfield at least. As now, 2nd and 11 coming up here as Smith is going to move into the open. We're going to get Smith out at the line of scrimmage, and Rudiger will eventually bring him down. He will be not moving forward yet another inch. And after a penalty, they had a 3rd and 20 that they got to try and convert. We were playing pretty back. We already knew what we were trying to do. And just come up, make the tackle on Ken Gaver, and, just keep that moving as we end up picking up a field goal off of that. Allows us to give ourselves a 10-point lead. So unless any disasters happen in the last couple of plays, last couple of moments of this game, we should be able to win this game yet again. Just gotta try to stop the big play downfield as we break up that pass. Incomplete. We almost had our first interception of the season, but Rudy has hands made of rock though. So now it's 2nd and 10 coming up as Smith looks over to the right hand side. He's going to get intercepted, and I think I might be hearing that fat lady singing. Even take the chance to block an offensive lineman, as that is our superstar, true freshman Marcus Craig, who's able to go out, make that game-ending interception. And, well, it was a great performance for our offense. The defense, especially Rudy in this one, steps up. It's going to win this game on the road 24-14. That's going to carry us to 5-2 on the year. And that should give us some consideration to actually be ranked. And we did end up leading the team in tackles. We ended up with 10 total tackles in the game, 9 of which were solo. But let's see if we can continue that high level of play as we now take on a ranked USC team that is spent a few years in the Big Ten Conference now. That's going to be really hard to get used to. USC actually being in the Big Ten. No one's going to be ready for when that day actually comes after this upcoming college football season in real life. But, it is what it is. And, we just got to roll with it as best as we can. Still keeps our rivalry game going, even though they did end up moving to a brand spanking new conference. But that being said, though, 1st and 10 coming up as Smith is trying to try to run down the field. We finish up the play, and that will be a first down. Well, not a first down, but a gain of 7 for this USC offense. This is going to really test us today. This USC team, at least on paper, is really good. They could be making some big plays out in the West Division as well. The Western Division has historically not been as good as what we have witnessed out in the East Division with Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State. And so if the Big Ten does keep the divisions when they go to 16 teams, West Division now becomes a lot more competitive in terms of them actually being provided the possibility of winning a conference championship. Because ever since there was a West Division, Big Ten the Western Division has never won the conference championship. The conference champion always came from the East, but hey, we are going to be tested today against this USC team, and I think we're handling that test pretty well, as Benjamin Moore is going to get this interception because Andrew Young, he threw that pass a little too late. So we're in the second quarter now. We have a 7-3 lead as we completely live on Smith, man. I'm not going to just show the highlights. I'm not going to be just showing these highlights by any means. I'm going to also show those lowlights. I'm going to show what it's like to grind as a former one-star player, by the way, as we do make the tackle on Mark Merritt, or at least help make that tackle. So 1st and 10 yet again. USC trying to run the football up the gut, and Davy Smith picks up another gain of 11, and we had to come up and make a play on that. Is now another 1st and 10 coming up. Young looking over to the left-hand side, and I can't get there soon enough. William Connor's going to be able to make this catch and just let him off the hook a little bit too much there, as they will continue to march downfield. But our offense scored another touchdown for us at least. And finally, something that we haven't really experienced yet in this episode, this interesting thing called some comfort, a little bit of insurance, some would say, as USC will try to march down the field last couple of plays of this first half. And that receiver really dialed me up with that route. I was really not expecting that. I was just expecting him to go to the flat. I don't really see that route very often, but USC, they're going to use their second timeout, and they're just going to try to launch this ball down the field. This is going to be a Hail Mary. We'll see if we can make a catch, and we don't. But one of our other defenders do. I'm just happy that they didn't turn that into a safety somehow. But we will go into halftime with a convincing lead, actually. 21-3 is your score. I thought this was a game that we would have some issues with, but that hasn't happened. Actually, the exact opposite has been happening. It's been Notre Dame that's been playing some dominant ball. We're actually up by 25 at this point as our offense gets another touchdown. Like, where was this earlier in the season, right? That's what I've been wondering about. Maybe we're finally seeing some, finally a breakout moment, I would say, for our offense. But defensively, you know, we're starting to give up some bigger plays down the field, as I probably should have been a little bit less lackadaisical to get to Patrick Childs. But this is going to be a dot in the back of the end zone, and I mean, there's nothing that I could really do about that one. You know, had to play that slant pattern too, and unfortunately, that does lead to a USC touchdown, but still have an 18-point lead going into the final quarter of action as we help bring Andrew Young to the ground there. But it's going to be yet another red zone opportunity for the Trojans as they'll throw over the middle. Mark Merritt makes the catch. And if it wasn't for that tackle that we just made, that probably would have found the end zone yet again. Instead, we give ourselves another chance on 3rd and goal, and we get pushed out of the way at the last moment. You know, it's tough being a defensive back. It really is when you're going up against 300-plus pound offensive linemen. So USC can now cut this game down to 10 points possibly, and they do. They actually do cut this game down to just a 10-point game. Not what we wanted to see, but you know, it is what it is, and you know, now we're just trying to hold on for dear life, as USC did score another touchdown when we were off the field. But thankfully, we did build yet enough of a buffer to where USC was going to have a hard enough time coming back. And that's exactly what happened. USC could not come back and win this game. We beat a ranked team 28-25, and hopefully this does give us ranked consideration. We'll have to see where we are when our next game rolls around. So I was actually right. We did end up getting ranked in the top 25 after our win against USC. We're going to be seen as a team that's ranked number 22 in the country. We're going to take on another team that is traditionally one of our rivals. This will not be a game that will be happening here in the United States. They're actually the first college football game that's going to kick off later in just a month from now, from the recording of this video. Actually, they'll be playing in Ireland. I wonder if they'll bring out these green and gold jerseys that we decided to break out. That just ended up being a complete coincidence. I wasn't even thinking about that when I was trying to figure out what jerseys I want to play in this particular game, since we were back at home once again. We wanted to spice things up a little bit as Rudy comes up, makes a TFL on that one. And Rudy just has a really good start in terms of understanding what Navy wants to do. And Rudy just seems like in that first quarter of action, well, he's flying all over the field so far, as they'll try to go again with the option. But Rudy is there to make another tackle. And let me just tell you, man, you are not getting by Rudy Rudinger not very easily, at least not in this particular game. As we'll go ahead, we kind of seal off the running back a little bit. Aaron Rice, you know, let him like do that quarterback keeper, because there's a little bit less upside when the quarterback keeps it than when it's pitched out onto the perimeter. It seems like, in my experience playing NCAA 14. But second quarter is here, and this is exactly how we wanted to start. Offense is playing at extremely high level, so we're up 14-0. So it'll be interesting to see how much longer that Navy does end up deciding to stay in their traditional triple option set. You really don't see that nowadays outside of the service academies, and even Georgia Tech, they ran it for a long time. They recently made the switch to a spread offense. So we'll see what ends up happening, how Navy continues to play this game. But in the meantime, we're doing great here in the first half. 6 tackles, 1 TFL. We're looking for tackle number 7 right here, and I'm pretty sure Aaron Rice just stiff-armed us into the next dimension, right? Like, I was there to make the play, but, you know, just didn't hit hard enough apparently, because he hit a little bit harder. But a few plays later, Craig is going to pick up the fumble, And the true freshman Marcus Craig, well, he will not be allowing Navy to get on that scoreboard, at least not yet again. So we go into the second half, and our defense is actually still pitching a shutout, and wow, Wilkerson went up and made a play on that ball. I thought that ball was going to be overthrown. I was going to have an interception. Nah, Wilkerson used that elite athleticism, really repping for those service academies. Who says the service academies can't pass the football very well? Could it be me, right? But still in their triple option, they're going to try to move over to right-hand side. They get the first down, but Rudy thankfully does make the tackle before Aaron Rice pitches it, because no one was on that running back. Even after I was trying to move down the field, it was going to put us in a bad spot. And how does that pitch happen? Like, you're joking, right? That actually happened? Yo, that's crazy. But we go into the fourth quarter now. We have a 24-0 lead as Aaron Rice, just simply making a business decision there. He's going to slide down. I don't blame him. He don't want the sauce with Rudy Rudinger, as he'll look over to the right-hand side. He's going to be intercepted by Brandon Morris. And this actually could go to distance, but Aaron Rice gets over to the opposite side of the field pretty quickly. And yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up after that. We don't play much more after that. Backups did come into the game in the later half of the fourth quarter, but brilliant win for our guys here. We win 34-0 here at home, and that's going to put us at 7-2 here on the season. So been a great effort that we've continued to employ here in Rudy's senior season. And Rudy individually had a pretty good game as well. 10 solo tackles. He led the team in tackling on this game. Also got a TFL. And hey, a shutout. You can't complain about that. So after that game, we took a quick look at how our season stats are going so far. And for a guy that missed 4 games to start this season, he's having an excellent year actually. 46 solo tackles. That would lead everybody on the team. We don't have as many assisted tackles. That is the big difference there. But 46 solo tackles, 3 TFLs. Don't have any interceptions yet, unfortunately, or any fumbles, but we're playing really good ball. And while we haven't had that chance to go ahead and get those turnovers, I know that it's coming because we're just playing some excellent football right now. But we do actually get ourselves into the top 25 after that win against USC, as well as blow out Navy as well. We're ranked in the top 20 actually, and it makes me wonder if 10-2 would be good enough for us to make it into the college football playoff. Would be a really cool thing to see, but next episode, I will leave that fate out for next episode. We definitely need to win out because we do not have the benefit of a conference championship game. Thankfully, the road to win out is not too terribly hard. We'll have a nationally televised game against Kentucky on the road. We'll play host to Iowa, and then we'll close out the season going across the country in order to play the Stanford Cardinals. So 3 games that we should win without too much of an issue, but this is college football and anything could happen. But next episode, we will go ahead and close out the regular season. And with that, this is John Shea Gaming on the mic signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, by the way. If you did, make sure you go ahead and smack that like button for me. Hit that subscribe button as well if you do happen to be brand new to the channel. This is John Shea Gaming signing off once again. Hope you guys are all out there having a good one. Take care, everybody.